People of the Hulk life. Try that again. People of the Hulk life. There's still sleep in my eyes. I literally just rolled over. It's like 6:59. Blade has to go back to the vet. I haven't told this story to YouTube yet, but someone shot my dog. The craziest story in the world. You know, I have a lot of land out here, so we really don't know what happened, but somebody shot Blade. About $21,000 later, and 2 lung lobes less, he is alive. Alright, so quick interjection, because I feel like this is the first, I have to do this in 2 parts, because it's really a long story to kind of tell in detail, like, what happened and, like, everything leading up to it and all the parts of it, like, how I really want to tell it. So, looking back on it, reviewing it, I realized that I didn't really tell too much of the beginning of, like, how it actually happened, so I'll just kind of pick up from where I left off a little bit. Basically, like, what happened, like, around my house, like, you've seen my house, like, we have 156 acres, so we have tons of land. In my backyard, like, the fence, I put up all these temporary fences, and then I started putting in, all, real fencing, like last year. But in the backyard, there's still, like, spots where, like, the dogs, like, either get through it. There's a low spot, where they, they can jump over if they want to, but, my dogs, they all, obey, they all stay around for the most part, but, every once in a while, they'll get out, they wander off. It's never been a problem, they always come back. Obviously we worry about, like, animals and things like that. We never, had anything like this in mind, until it happened. That's why, like, when I actually saw him, when I tell you how I actually saw him, why I wasn't actually that concerned in the beginning, because I just never crossed my mind until I actually realized, like, the severity of the injuries, which was, like, 2 days later when I was at the vet. So basically, like, he had gotten out. I was out at the time, and I was told that, like, he was out and he was probably wandering somewhere, and when I got back to go and, like, go up the mountain and see if I could find him, because that it does happen. So that's what I did. When I got home, I drove up, and, like, I found him pretty quickly. And I wasn't looking for him too long. I went up the hill, and he came out, like, from one of these paths. And basically, when I found him, like, he had this, like, little hole in his side, like, which I thought, like, honestly, at first I thought maybe, like a deer or something, like, might have, like, bucked him, or, like, he got into it with something, but, I wasn't really sure. I thought he might have, like, maybe, like, cut himself on something. Like, it was hard to tell, because it wasn't actually bleeding, like, a lot. It was just, like, this fine hole. So when I saw him, like, he was acting perfectly normal, wagging his tail, like, everything was normal. So I got in my truck, I drove back home, I got him out, and, I looked at him, more in, like, the light in the house, like, I showed Lisa, and, like, we had seen puncture wounds before, so I kind of was like, all right, I'm going to just keep an eye on it, and, I kind of let it go. The dog was acting perfectly normal. Those are kind of the first things that I look for, is the dog eating, drinking, peeing, pooping, and he totally was, all of those things. So I wasn't that concerned yet. So another day went by, he was still acting perfectly fine. It was the second day into the evening. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and I realized that he was, like, breathing differently. And as soon as I realized that, I rushed him right into the ER vet. And that was the first time, once I got him back, that I realized that he actually had punctured lungs. We didn't know what had happened or anything, and that was at the point when I started to think, like, well, maybe somebody shot this dog. Like, that was what came across my mind, as I thought about that, because I kind of know the area where I live. I know there's a lot of hunters, a lot of people with dogs, a lot of people that might have, like, animals on their property, or if the dog wandered onto their property, sorry, it's like totally turned sideways. The dog wandered onto their property, then, around here, so I've been told, like, legally, like, you can shoot at an animal, which is, fucked, but that is something that could have happened, and is what probably happened, so it's a crazy story. I'm going to continue it in the next part. I didn't want it to be too much longer because of this, but continue watching, and, why we're able to be the way we are is because, he's doing so well, and, like, we just try to keep positive energy and just positive vibes in his life to get through this. And and he did. And I'm just so beyond thankful for that. So in the next part, I'll explain kind of more in detail, what happened. But for now, just so you know how this actually transpired, now you know. So that's it, guys. Almost died multiple times. Vet probably asked me 6-7 times if I was sure that I wanted to keep going and if I wanted to put him to sleep. There's no budget. Whatever needs to be paid to save this dog will be paid. So, I mean, it's like I'm not like sad about it anymore because like he's good. Like it's like since I'm gonna roll the clip of him coming out of surgery. This was 5 or 6 days after it happened.
Come on, come in here. Come in here.
Yay. Oh my fella.
Aww. He's like,
fella.
hey guys.
Fella. Your tail's hitting yourself, bub. Yeah, there's a snort. Yeah. Nice. Oh, boy. Bro, 10%.
Now your doggy?
Bro, you're 10% there, bro. You seem exactly the same. Yeah, that's the guy I remember.
Oh.
Wow. Bro. Look at you, guy. Look at you, guy. I know. Guy. So it was a lot more like emotional, and like let me tell you, it was probably the longest. Like there was a 72-hour window where they, when they did the surgery 3 days after, they couldn't tell me anything, whether he was going to be okay or what was going on. So it was like, it was just like the longest 72 hours of my life. We called the vet like every fucking 2 hours just to check in on him, so he probably seemed like some psycho just calling like every minute. But that was probably like the longest 72 hours of my life. Just wasn't sure if he was gonna make it. The vet that I left before I got to this vet told me that they didn't think that he was gonna even make the trip, which was like a 2.5-hour ride. So they were telling me that they didn't think that he was gonna even make the trip in the position that he was in. So I don't know. Me, I stayed just more positive about it. I understand like the field of vets, like they have to like be like, they have to give it to you straight, more or less, so you like understand what's happening and they're covered and all that. But yeah, I just felt a little negative at times. I felt really positive for him. He's a strong dog. He's an idiot. And the last time he got himself in trouble, he ate a tennis ball and ended up with like almost $6,000 surgery right there. So this guy's been pretty expensive in surgeries. But man, he's a strong dog. I mean, he literally, from the moment he walked out of the surgery, I thought I was gonna see this dog like limping in. They were like barely even, like barely even moving, coming in. And sure enough, who comes in? Same guy I've always known. Snorting away, coming in happy as ever, tail going insane, like just like a normal dog. Like the challenge, honestly, has been like keeping him calm. That's been the hard part. The dog literally does not want to stay calm. He's, he hasn't went outside with anybody. He's been on just leashed walks, but keeping this dog calm, like reminding him, like, bro, like you literally got shot. You almost died. Like you gotta chill. Was the hardest part. Dude, 45 cent. I was telling him your story. So we call you 45 cent now, too. So, dude, yeah, hell yeah. You called me 10 cent, but it felt too cheap. So then you figured that I could be 45 cents instead. I got street cred, guys. That right there is his scar. There's the other one. Dude, is this vlog really about me? Hell yeah, it's about bro. It's like all about you. Dude, tell him my story when we're in the car. Make sure you tell him. It's early. The sun is super in our life right now in the office, as you can see here. It's like 7-11. It's time to go. Shit, I let my dogs out first. Stella! rocks on the floor. Bro, did you eat my Lucky Charms? Bro, stop. Be remorseful. Remorseful. Man, go lay down. Go. 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 Yep. Definitely snowed. This guy is about to be in the front seat. It's like, dude, we gotta go to my vet. Let's go. Hurry up. Bro, you're not even supposed to be doing that. It's like, dude, I got her to do what I want now. That is definitely not true. No. Get in the back. Blade, in the back. Blade. He's like, dude, I thought I had special privileges. Can't be. First of all, you're supposed to be being calm, alright? Yeah, it's vet's orders. You're supposed to be being calm. Like, dude, I've been just in my room, okay, for like a month now, alright? I'm ready to do something else. I don't need friends anymore, dude. That's what we're going to make sure that you can hang out with your friends again. And you can have normal activities started in your life. You haven't done too much. It's like, dude, that's been so boring. It's really healed up good now. We had like 55 staples. That's where you got shot right there. Baby, unless you held it. My eyes can't see, baby, unless Bro, get in the. You're not a front and side dude. I always leave it in the front. You didn't even see that. You didn't even see that. You didn't even see that. Dude, bro, back. Dude, I got like injury rights.
So once again, there's only one man clever enough to have perpetrated such a dastardly crime. Ha! And I thought you were ready to give up.
Mom.
You broke.
Wait, get in the back.
It was a filming contest. He lost. He should have been the first. He should have been the first down to go outside. That's terrible. This fella didn't even. He's about to. That's why he's bugging. I'm like, why is this dog jumping all around my car? He's literally about to shit himself. Bro, it's my bad. But we got 1 mile and we're gonna stop. Bro, it's my bad. It's totally. Well, it's Lisa's bad. But. He's like, dude, oh my god, I'm shit myself. What am I gonna do? Yep. Bro, that's totally my bad. Bro. I'm super glad that wasn't in my car. That looks like a good tree to pee on. Brock. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Man, Bob make you feel some type of way. Stay in the line, sir. I would pull up. Citizens arrest. Citizens arrest. He just went over the line to the other side. Where are my lights? Where are my lights? He's driving on the line. Sit. Get it together. Yeah, you lost touch. You lost touch. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody.
You remember us here, huh? How's he doing? We're still waiting on a room, so I figure I can at least get everything started, and then once we get a room cleared out, we'll get you right in.
Himself.
And eating and drinking is normal?
Totally normal. Messy as ever. Same guy.
And activity level is back to normal.
As normal as it he wants to go.
He's like, yeah, no, he's a little upset about his activity level.
Of course, yeah.
It's like, dude, I don't have any friends at home anymore. So.
We can head into room 2.
Okay.
You want that? All right.
You gotta wear it then.
All right, I'll give that to you, and then I'll get Marielle in just a bit for you.
All right, thank you. You waiting for somebody, bro? Who's people watching right now? Bro, you got a watch on? Yeah. Oh, okay. You're like a little maid. What time is it? Time to keep boiling. Yeah, nice hat, bro.
Dad.
Yeah. Bro, I heard you got extras. Bro, listen, you ate something else and you're probably going to have another surgery. It's ridiculous, bro. We have a foreign body. We have to go to another vet on Wednesday. We got to stop eating stuff. Dude, stop leaving stuff on the ground then. I don't. Mom's lying. I'm not going through anything. In a drawer. You went into the drawers now. But no, I didn't.
No, I'm very happy with the way he has recovered. No one can.
Right,
Only
yeah.
time will tell. But I think from where he has come, from where he was a month ago till now, is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I always I just tried to stay positive, you know. I just had a positive feeling that he was strong, a strong dog, and he was going to make it through.
Yeah.
But that 72 hours was probably like the most torturous periods of my life.
He's a good dog. I'm happy he did as well as he did.
Couldn't imagine him not snorting in my face every day.
Right, he definitely has a snort.
Thank you very much. Take care. You get to walk out with a smile. That's right. Had this like little red leash on him and it actually snapped. I got like this like $400 chain on him and I got this like little red leash. Yeah, nice one, bro. Getting all hyped up, bro. I was like, dude, I had to get out of there. I broke the leash, bro. I'm strong. Place with a P, bread. Everybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'd say it's good. Let's hit the road. It's like Friendly's is technically going out of business too. You still see Friendly's, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's actually a giant sign on their building that says going out of business.
Yeah, they always do
That's
that.
just
It's a sales tactic.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But,
that's just sales.
Why would Toys R Us be going into business? Like,
There's, like,
can
no
somebody
other-
put in the comments? Tell me in the comments. Why the hell is it Walmart or something? Like, why the hell would
There's no
Toys R
other
Us
kids'
be going out of business? I feel like that's
the main one.
That's a pretty big one. So, we just left the vet. Everything's fucking good. I got a little status update. Like, he's in the vets. They're very vague with like kind of giving you updates. So I just wanted to ask her like straight up like how his progress was, and she used the words amazing. She thinks that it's amazing how far he's come, which I'm blessed to feel like, you know, my dogs possess this like inner power, and I believed in him the whole time. I really did. It was a terrifying 3 days, but you know, I believed in him the whole time. I just knew he was a strong dog, and I would see him again. And sure enough, here we are a month later at his recheck. He's like snapping the leash in there. He's so excited. Like, it's a win, man. It's just a win. That's love right there. I'm so happy that I get to continue life on this planet with, you know, one of my best friends in the world, this snorting weirdo here in the back. I wouldn't have it any other way. So it's a blessing to still have him in my life.